After that, I have full access to the Akashic, like whenever I need it. No, matter of fact, the lady who is the Akashic record keeper, she started calling me Rain. She's like, "Oh, Rain's back again. What the hell does he want now? Well, go on in." And I can go into the Akashic records unencumbered, and like the only way you get that access is if you've brought before the council the 7 Lords of Light, 7 Lords of Darkness, 7 Peace Chiefs, 7 War Chiefs.
Huh. Yeah, or you could just created all of humanity and shake your head the rest of the time.
No, what have I done?
Oh, really, man? That's not supposed to. It's not how it's supposed to go.
Yeah, this is not it.
So
yeah.
You're the one who gave Michael the crystal sword?
No.
He created it, and it was given to me by Star Laughing Fox, who did the ceremony of me receiving my spiritual name, which is Rainbow Warrior Eagle. And she had the sword in her keep, and it was presented back to me at that ceremony. It's such sort of truth, you know. And
she represents the Lady of the Lake, does she not?
That makes a lot of sense.
I think, well, there's a lot of representations of that, if you will, the energy part of it, but I believe that's what.
So what's strange is, come to find out then, Michael is Arthur, you know.
King Arthur.
Yeah, in the telling of it. But Arthur...
So would that be an incarnation then?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And
so kind of an archetype
yes.
sort of a situation.
Absolutely.
You know what I like to say is I've had so many names that names are useless. We've all been so many names. You know, what I truly am is nameless, but not voiceless.
Yeah. Yeah, this is basically just remembering our past, remembering who we were, but moving forward into the future, living in it now to fix all that stuff, you know. It's a learning experience. That's what this whole thing has been.
And it's not just the archetype in an ethereal sense, but it's also the physical bloodlines.
Oh, yeah. You incarnate into it. And
it's all connected.
So in each cycle of history, all of the characters, if you will, show up through the appropriate bloodlines.
Yeah. The names have changed to protect the innocent. or the guilty. However you want to look at it. Yeah. But you know, right. So your same group, Star Family, even though we're all connected, we also have our soul group that's even closer knit, where we'll incarnate back and forth with one another, you know. Maybe switch up, you know, the masculine, feminine, you know, come in as a girl, come in as a guy, this and that, switch it up. But it's all for the experience and the learning, you know. So so you have some close soul group that you'll see every lifetime you come in. Yeah, let's do it this time. You know, it's kind of like you're going on a vacation, but it's not really a vacation. But you all get together and say, yeah, okay, I'm coming from here, I'm coming from here, okay, we're going to all meet here, we're going to go do this time.
Like a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, that too. We'll just see what happens, because, you know, we got free will down here. We can do whatever we want.
This is not what I thought.
Yeah. Well,
it's not what I intended.
You know, like you say, even Lauren will tell you, Chief, that, you know, you got to understand that we've not always done, per se, the right thing. So there is no right or wrong, though. When you have free will, that's... anything goes. You do whatever you want, and your karma will set you straight. Maybe set you free as well. But
you get to choose what you prefer.
Right or wrong, good or bad, there is none of that, because there's only learning and not learning. You know, you do some things a certain way.
I spent many incarnations not learning.
Well, yeah, but you still were learning. You maybe just weren't getting it. You were learning and experiencing, but it wasn't clicking, he said.
Still in the cocoon.
It's the corona. It's the corona. No.
You know the Mandela effect? I drink Modelo.
Yeah,
I get the Modelo effect.
He's got the Modelo
going on.
Yeah, so that's why, you know, hence all the lifetimes. But, you know, that's basically what this is all about. You know, is to just experience being human.
Remembering is an interesting thing, because there's, you know, the common thought of it, but then there's also the coming together of it, like
Yeah.
remembering.
Yes, to actually be going, oh yeah, I know you, and you don't even know how I know you, and then it starts to come out once you get in there. But then it's back to the name thing. We're new this time. We're old new, it's different experience, but we're bringing in everything from the past and using it for now.
So you clearly have come together, like you remember each other.
Yeah.
And
It was almost slapped together. Like, I remember after that, because I told him, the chief, hey, the spirits told me you're my brother.
Yeah.
Okay, So when, at the end of this Star Knowledge conference, he's like, where's Chief Ugly Girl? And Doug comes up to address the whole family.
Oh.
So in my mind, I'm like, well, who's this dude?
You should have seen the chicks, though. The women. I shouldn't call them chicks, but I mean, no disrespect. I'm half chick anyway, so it's okay. And
He said, "Ugly girl" means handsome man.
Yeah. It's a Heyoka name. But yeah, so when we have this remembrance, it's more of a feeling, a knowing. It's not like you can picture in your head, oh yeah, I remember you sitting there at the round table with your shit on, and you got your sword. No, it's not like that. But you feel the energy. Yeah. You recognize the energy, and then the story. We know the story because people have been writing the story for a long time. I don't know if they got it quite correct, but for the most part, it's got the basic gist.
Yeah.
But I actually also have a spirit name as well that was given to me by spirit. It's Nape Zizi, which means one guy says yellow hands with powerful knowledge, and Lauren says it just means golden hands, which it doesn't matter, golden hands. So the healing part of it makes sense. Magician, angels, or all that, archangels is all healing. So, but yeah, so I have that given to me in a sweat.
Huh.
Yeah, well, they flashed a lightning bolt in front of my chest in Sweat Lodge, and it was red, yellow, and white. Yeah, and that's my Jimmy White. It was his aunt. And she says, I think that's your spirit name. So it's actually my galactic signature is what it is.
Huh.
Yeah, so it's my galactic. I mean, everything. We're all galactic beings. So yeah, it's just another way to connect.
Galactic.
Our connection is a little bit even stranger because
because
Merlin, Arthur, getting the round table back together. And even in higher
you go
realms
galactic
of that,
on them.
He asked me, he said, should I start calling you my son? So I started calling him Pops. And I do feel that. Like, it's that remembrance of family is so strong. Like, he's the first person when I knew this was happening. He's the first person I called. And I think it's so funny because he's the most carefree. Like, he is the dude.
I'm just the
Big
dude.
Lebowski.
Yeah,
in real life,
and
who would think Merlin would be here and he'd be known as Ugly Girl?
Right?
Can't fake this shit.
Right. Well, because see, this is what this Ascension is all about. Everybody's doing their own thing to try to get back to that love space. There's really nothing you need to do but just tell yourself that's what you want. Be in my heart space. Let love clear all that stuff out. That's it. That's why I'm so carefree, because I understand that this experience is, and the energies we're all made of is love. Highest vibrational energies in the universe. Creator's source energy, where all of our souls come from. All of our existence comes from. That love energy. There's nothing more powerful in the whole universe. It will heal everything if you allow it, though. If it's time, if you're ready for that to happen, because they've been on this vicious cycle, whatever you want to call it, for so long. You've forgotten that. You've been through all this other stuff that's, doesn't look very, very happy on the outside. So they're trying to work through it. Yeah. And so it dims your shine. So I've, over eons, have learned how to not have my shine dimmed. Not to allow it, I should say, because you're always going to have the dark. And it's not even dark light. It's lower vibrational, higher vibrational energy. You can stay in that same space if you choose. So if you want to go higher energies, lower energies, higher energies would be your connection to your soul, your higher self. Lower vibrational energies would be human form.
And both, there isn't a better or a lesser. And it just occurred to me that perhaps, because it feels like we have some vocabulary to develop, because we're starting to talk about things that just don't fit within these dimensions, and we don't really have very many terms for things that you
some
can't
of those terms,
look at.
I got terms. Yeah,
it has so much back baggage.
Yeah.
That comes
Faith
with
and
some
trust.
of the terms too.
Because people like, how do you know this? It's just a feeling. It's a knowing. You know, it's something that you can't explain, like you said. So how do you explain it in words when it's actually a feeling?
Just occurred to me that potentially a word for describing things that are more painful, less desirable, being dissonant. Having a undesirable chaos and conflict because the frequency isn't resolved.
Yeah, unharmonious.
Like the 432, unharmonious. Yes.
Yeah, because it's all about cosmic harmonious frequencies.
Yes.
Disharmonious frequencies. I guess again you can learn a lot, you know.
Well,
but I'd rather not learn anymore and just be harmonious and be in the proper frequencies.
Sometimes you have to go through that, but you know, notice this one thing. Before we come here, all this is put into play within reason. Not that you can't veer this and that, you know, change the experience a little bit. But the main gist, you choose to come down here, you choose your parents, you choose your siblings, you choose your life experiences, you choose the lessons you want to work on. You choose everything, even individual connections like this. But we don't get to remember because they took our shit from us. They took our mojo, most of it. So, you know, but it was part of the process. Come here, because if you knew all about love and from your vibration from up there, you come down here, you get slanted. I guess it's kind of the density of down here anyway helps with that, you know, so it's a pretty good plan. But then you come down here trying to find that back, you know, trying to fill that back up. It's never happened here before. This is totally new to this place. Fifth dimensional consciousness, this has always been a 3D planet. For eons, well, not eons because it's only been around for like 250,000 years, something like that. The actual humanity thing.
Right.
Yeah, you know, so it's just, we go through these steps. So of now we can put physical, or not physical, but love and light energy, as I call it, high vibrational energy into a physical being. But you can only do it so much at a time. Because not everybody's capable of handling that. Because when you got all this other chaotic stuff going on inside you, all these lower vibrations inside you that are stuck, this and that, you start pumping that in there, it's pushing everything to the surface. So when it pushes everything to the surface, what? Now you got to deal with it. You know, you've pulled it down for so long. Now it's coming up. So if you bring too much up to somebody at one time, you fill them up too much with that light, they're going to wake up because they're like, what just happened? That's kind of how the awakening worked out. I've seen it in different people where they are just, whoo, you think I'm on a roll. I see these, but they don't know. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. It's just how the energy works to me, you know. But these people are like, wow. So you have to be careful this time. So it's a little bit at a time, a little bit at a time.
And what they told me is, you know, thoughts have mental energy, electromagnetic reality. Energy can't be created or destroyed. It needs to be transmuted from its, hopefully to a higher octave. So no one's asked the question, how do you transmute a negative thought form? Well, you live it.
Yeah.
You know, and it comes up in your personal reality for you to give it love rather than fear, because it wouldn't be coming up again. Yeah. You know, if you don't transmute it, you'll end up saying a lot like, why does the same shit keep happening to me? Well, it's because you've not transmuted those negative energies. So it keeps recirculating, really waiting to be healed. And the minute you can go, all right, thank you. You know, this, because we're talking about the first 15 seconds, all those thought forms that hit your head are actually from the mass consciousness. It's not your own thought. It's like you think you're thinking, but you're listening. And it's, you know, unfortunately right now the mass consciousness is filled with a lot of fear and doubt and you know, nonsense. So a lot of the first thought forms will be, oh, I'm getting screwed. Oh, this is happening again. Why is this happening? Well, if you don't go, well, thank you for showing me what I got a fear stamp on. You know, my fear common lowest denominator. If you don't find a way to go, thank you, what else is available, you will be stuck with those first thought forms and it will become your reality. Bruce Lee had this idea, like if he had an idea of fear or doubt or, whatever, he would write it on a piece of paper and then burn it, give it back to the universe. Okay, thank you. What else is available? It's that key. However you need to do in your own, train yourself to say thank you. Now, what else is available? Because the what else is available will sever the connection to the mass unconsciousness. And I'm not saying everything that comes from the mass unconsciousness is wrong. If it's all good love, light, and good happiness stuff, then by all means roll with it. But if it's, oh, you're going to get screwed again, then really look, well, what else is available? Because, where your attention goes, energy flows.
Yes.
What you allow persists.
Yeah.
So you got to learn to choose higher. And it's funny, too, because Grandmother Silverstar was behind me. We're talking about free will. I said, Grandmother, Spirit's telling me that there's no such thing as free will. She's like, explain this to me. I said, well, if there's a million alternate realities from light to dark, there's only one thought form that has the most love-filled outcome for everybody involved, even the earth, the people, everyone. Any other thought other than that thought is a trip back into the Maya. It's a trip back into illusion. It's a trip back into darkness at one level or another. So how does that fit in with free will? You do not have free will. The only free will you have is to choose not the most love-filled outcome and choose a lesser outcome. So you have free will to experience darkness to whatever level you want to experience it. But talking about, Spirit told me all of this can be wrapped up into, if you're not having fun, stop it.
That too.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's like this. This is how this works. The thought forms he was talking about, this and that. This is very true. Law of attraction. What you put out there, you get back. So if you're putting out low vibrational stuff, fear, anger, guilt, worry, of course that's what the universe heard. Oh, you like that? No problem. You need to learn more of that? We'll give it to you. So different. But also, nobody can change anybody else. I can't make you do anything you don't want to do. I can't make you feel any way you don't want to feel. That's on you. Now, I can do some stuff that makes you want to be upset and angry. You're the person that has to make the decision of whether I want to allow that or not into my field. Best thing is probably to walk away. Now, 3D mind would say, well, maybe I just punch this guy in the side of his head.
Throw punch.
Yeah, throw punch. That's my favorite one. I always say, send him love and light, but, I really want to cut him. But I'm not gonna, because it's not in me to be. I know what that outcome is. Yeah, if you cut him, then there's repercussions and da-da-da. Yeah,
so throat punch them, same. There's repercussions.
But see, that's also a choice. I chose to throat punch you because you made me want to be angry. But I didn't have to be angry, and I didn't have to throat punch him. I could have just sent him love and light and moved on. And that.
So, what would you say to someone that feels like they're victims?
Okay, well, I get it. I get the whole victim concept, because people have been done wrong and they have allowed other people to do them wrong because they don't know any better. So the whole victim, I can be compassionate about the victim part of it, but then at one point in time, you're going to have to tell them, hey, I love you, but you need to get a grip, okay? Because this is what we were taught, okay? And if that's all you're taught, then, that's all you know. Okay, understandable. So personally, I will help them get into that space of, hey, you come from love, you are love. Just because this person doesn't know how to love you doesn't mean you have to take that upon yourself and allow it to make you feel other than happy. Understand that that's where this person is at on their path, and they need assistance as well, with their own stuff that's going on. So what they're doing is projecting their fear, anger, guilt, worry, whatever on you, and you're taking it in. So I don't like them words and stuff, but I would just explain that to them. Hey, you don't have to be a victim. Quit putting yourself around those people. Quit putting yourself in those situations, because anything or anybody that's not of your highest good, you need to get rid of. And sometimes it's your family. It's a sad thing, but if you can't function properly with them in your space, then what do? You have to get rid of them. Get out of your space. Or, of course, if there's a lesson to be learned, and that's probably the lesson right there. Is this what I want to be around? Is this what I want to be? Is this how I want to feel? No. Who the hell wants to feel like that?
I feel like it's a relevant question because it seems to me the people that have experienced the most traumas,
Yes.
the most challenges,
Yes.
you know, also are pushed inward
Yeah.
and grow inward,
Yep.
and have a lot of spiritual growth that naturally comes from that.
Yes.
And so those are the people
Yes.
that are looking for spiritual understanding, looking for their family,
Yes.
trying to remember who they are.
Spirit told me this concept of the moment point,
Yeah.
that the power of now. Now is the only thing that's real. And if you pull yourself back, like, you can't be a victim in the now. It's like my mom did this to me a year ago, 10 years ago, or yesterday. You pulled yourself out of your moment of power, because right now, in the twinkling of an eye, you could change it all, like choosing your moment of power, which is now. But in the same way, you could be going, oh, I got bills to pay next week. What am I doing? And you pulled yourself out forward. If you're stuck in your cell phone, you've lost your moment of power, man. You got to learn to focus into the now and be very aware and conscious within the now, with the moment point. And so I would say to them, man, just because you feel victimized, if your parents abused you as a child, well, bad on them, but you really can't use that as an excuse as an adult. Right now, you have the ability and the power, but you'll only have that power if you tune into the now. That's what scares me when I see everyone stuck in their phones, and there's not a lot of people living in the now.
Yeah. Well, what Michael is getting at is that, okay, so we have past, present, and future. To be in the now is this moment. If you're stuck in the past and you're worried about what happened last week or all this stuff that happened to you, like he said, then it's causing you all this chaos. Okay, so what I tell people is, you remember the past and learn from it, which is why it was there, for the learning. Look to the future. Know that this is where you want to be, but in order to get there, you have to be in the now moment, because that's where everything is happening, right here at this moment. So
right here,
if you're
right
over
now.
here or you're over here, you're not paying focus. Your focus isn't right here, which is where everything is going on.
Yeah, you've
That's
lost your moment of power.
Yeah, this is what you're learning in this now.
So speaking of now,
Yeah.
how would you describe the now that we're collectively experiencing? Where are we? Where are we heading?
Well, I just spent a whole day with the Mitchell Hedges crystal, 13th crystal skull at my ancient Mount site here. I think it's amazing. I think the now that was just created can bring mankind into the next golden age and take mankind out of this economic slavery system that we've been a part of for a very long time. So I'm excited about the now, and I'm excited about what this now has created for the future.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, everything is shifting so quickly now. Yeah. Okay, because more people are waking up. More people are coming to the realization of their true selves, understanding why they're here, what they're supposed to be doing here, which in our reality is just spreading love and shining light and helping out like we were supposed to do in the beginning. And then they've gotten away from that. So it's a beautiful thing. Humanity has finally crossed that threshold of being able to move into that higher vibration, back into that love consciousness. And so it's very interesting how this plan worked out, a little bit at a time, but it's all about the energies coming down, all about the energies coming in, releasing all that stuff, letting go of stuff that no longer serves you, to get you back into your heart space, which is straight creator source energy. So yeah, we're doing beautifully right now, even though you still see
Looks scary on the outside.
Yeah, but you have to understand when you have all these systems that have been put in place over thousands of years, and we're trying to dismantle them, if you will, or diffuse them, or however you want to say it. We're just trying to switch that energy, shift that energy. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. They are definitely on an upward scale now.
So I've heard a lot of people say that we're shifting from masculine, the patriarchy into
right.
Bringing back the feminine.
What's your thoughts on that?
Can I go first?
Oh yeah, please.
Because this is one of my pet peeves. Okay. You got the masculine, you got the feminine, you got this. So what they're still doing, and forgive me for saying this, but not. No, it's just my own little excerpt for this. Masculine and feminine isn't just this or this. Okay? It's not men and women. What you want, the perfect balance of masculine and feminine in your own personal energy. Because that's Mother, Father, God. That's where you came from. That perfect balance. So yes, of course, we separated it in the human form, male and female. But my belief is that you need to have that balance within yourself. And that's what makes you, boom. That's where divinity is. That's what I'll say. That's how you cross that threshold of being divine. So yeah, we're moving out of the masculine. But yeah, of course, we're in this masculine energy for this part of humanity, and then we're moving into the feminine, because of course the feminine is more nurturing, more loving, more into their heart. But there again, it's not about male and female. It's about your own personal soul having that balance of energy.
So it's both a collective evolution and an individual.
Absolutely, very well said. Yes, that's what it is. Yes.
What's interesting is the removal of the feminine from the mass consciousness. It's not accidental.
No.
And
purposeful. Yes.
They said what happened, I call it team good cop and team bad cop. We said there's an infinite realities from left to right, from fear to love. But even team bad cop has a best case love scenario that the dark path could lead to a good outcome. So the council members all got together and they said, well, even though it's a bad path, if humanity evolved technologically as much as possible, it might help them survive at the end of this grand cycle. Well, and that would be the most positive thing that could happen from a dark path. Obviously, they know if you just grow technologically and not spiritually or feminine side, you'll self-implode and you'll aim your weapons at yourself and you'll be done with. But if there's a balance at the end, and we're as technologically evolved as we can and bring the balance of the nurturing feminine aspect, the creative aspect. But think about the earth as a brain. You got your creative part of the brain, then you got your scientific, analytical part of the brain. If you wanted to take mankind into the most technologically evolved outcome, you would remove the creative part, so we went analytical and scientific. So, what do? They go and remove out of the world's biggest religious mythos, they turn Mary Magdalene into a prostitute and a whore.
Right.
By the way, do you know the Pope just came forward and go, you know what, we got to apologize. We just found out Mary Magdalene is like the apostle of apostles. Yeah. And it's like, they didn't say, sorry about that 2,000 years of saying she's a prostitute and a whore. Yeah. Hey, but what about that part? But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's on purpose. The feminine was removed to hasten technological, and that's Team Bad Cop. So,
yeah. So that's where the whole feminine. That's why they say we're bringing the feminine back, because with the masculine, of course, you got the strength, you got the truth, you got to stand in your power.
Yeah.
Okay, but you got all that, but so you're gonna be off the chain. You'd be like, okay, we're taking my masculine. I'm gonna go just start messing shit up, you know. So you have to have that feminine with you.
Yeah, it's got to be balanced.
Yes, that's what I said, in yourself. Balance the masculine and feminine, because that feminine is what stops that strength from going all out chaos, you know, gets that little, that love effect to it. Wow.
Yeah, come on in.
Glad
This
he
is,
left. So anyway,
let's
good
pause
stuff.
this.
Good morning.